Next time you are feeling down, remember life is all about perspective. I have a friend who has sex 2 to 3 times a day, exercises twice a day, reads 2 books a week, and yet for some reason every day he complains about how much he hates prison. Well, in this long overdue episode we decided to visit some new friendly faces to see if they were interested in donating anything to the Panda Bear Erection Deficiency Fund. Lubed up and ready to go, I ran the first turret down with my nimble body. Turns out West the Best has found a Ompa-Lompa looking dinosaur called a Noglin, and needless to say it's taken him one step closer to becoming the predator he was meant to be. So meanwhile West was sucking face with a more than likely middle-aged gentleman, it gave me the opportunity to run down and deal with the second turret tower. The job's done and I turn around only to find West still unleashing chaos with his fancy new face-sucking technique. One of his victims however says enough is enough and gets on the genetically modified KFC in a brave attempt to stop this living nightmare. Me just having discovered my new fetish, I decided I'm having none of it, so I netgun them. By the way, can we take a second and talk about the netgun? What kind of left-handed ginger lover created this item? You would think that it would be suspicious that every DLC that gets released lately comes with a new fancy way of forcing players into submissive situations. But this is the world we are living in, and people are finding new and exciting ways to stay healthy, so who are we to get in the way of such things? Back to the gameplay. I take a look around and the fuzzy projectile-shaped handcuffs are still attached to everyone's hands, ankles and prostates, leaving me with the opportunity to get rid of the remaining turret tower structures. It is amazing how watching something crumble into dust never gets old. Just as our new donator starts showing signs that he is willing to finally join the pyramid scheme, West comes charging down the ramp with what appears to be an erection for violence. Needless to say, the conversation didn't really go down. Jello shows up and shows us his weak arms by throwing the dinosaur he brought into the wrong spot. We cryo it, and before I get the chance to pick it up, out comes some guy dressed like Indiana Jones equipped with a whip. He grabs the cryopod faster than an intern loses her dignity at a cigar club meeting. In a mix of despair and laughter, the guys attempt to chase Indiana Jones down, but he's been attending all his Zumba classes and outruns us all. We went from being Bill Clinton to being Monica Lewinsky. In short, we got reverse Uno carded and luckily enough only lost our already non-existent dignity. Lucky for us, Indiana Jones and his people don't carry grudges and decided that we could all just walk away from this little incident if we left them alone. He handed back Barney the dinosaur as a sign of good faith, and in return we reintroduced him to West's facial treatment extravaganza. The peace talks commence, and as is tradition, the peace talks involve a goat having its way with one of our new friends, which we promptly sacrifice to the gods, hoping for a strong bond to be built between our two tribes. In addition, we also give back all the cryopod tames that Gavin apparently stole. Indiana Jones and his people are grateful, and with that being done we decide to pack up our stuff and leave. Unlike most of these types of visits, this time we didn't sign anyone up for our Panda Bear Erectile Deficiency Fund, but at least we had a good time. It's day 2 and today I have chosen violence. So there I was out and about looking for new adventures when I happened to fly a little bit too close to the crystal meth spot on Rag. Turned out they've opened up a new orphanage there, stacked up with a death wall of regular pea shooters. Me being the kind of specialist that always comes prepared, somehow thought that 2 rockets would be enough. Luckily the orphanage was most likely designed by actual orphans, because no one taught these poor people how to place their electronic cable. So with some quick and snappy adjustments by Uncle Hoji, I've already helped them save money on their electricity bill. You're goddamn welcome, savages. Next up, I'm going to take a closer inspection at the metallic structures so that I can make sure the building is up to code with regular standards. I know what you're thinking. Happy, you're such a saint. How do you have so much room in your heart for this much empathy? The answer: church school. Only helpful and normal people attend church school. I place some Play-Doh on the remaining structures and open up a little room in the wall to make inspections easier. There seems to only be one person inside the building, who is creepily sleeping in a children's-sized bunk bed, which sort of makes it pretty clear this place needs to be leveled to the ground. So out comes the amazing Walmart version of Optimus Prime. However, like always, I'm being reminded that my eyesight is terrible, so all Optimus is really good for is breaking more of the exterior pillars and disconnected pea shooters. It's looting time, and as always I am going to speed this part up because watching looting and sticking needles through my eyelids are about the same thing. but happy that can't be right. You wouldn't just be breaking into people's bases for no reason only to hurt them, would you? I'm glad you asked. The answer is once again yes, yes I would. There are however a few things that I do look for when breaking into a house. Priority 1 is good cryos. Second priority are good paintings that I can steal, and third priority is a camera, because those things are hella expensive and I do not intend to collect the black pearls necessary. Well guys, we found a camera, ergo it's time to take some beautiful before and after photos. I'm making a photo album involving glitter, unicorns, and dead dinosaurs. This is gonna look fantastic. Time to eliminate the remaining witnesses. The pea shooters will supply me with ammo. Hyped up and feeling like Scarface on a cocaine binge, I unload clip after clip. By the way, I appreciate people that give dinosaurs names just as much as the next guy, but what kind of sociopath do you have to be to call it pumpkin? As far as I see it, I'm doing us all one big ass favor. Some final beauty shots. And voila, we are officially ready to go home and jank one out. Well, that's it for this episode. I went back to the base and the guys taught me how to tame one of Ark's most beautiful creatures. Have a good one, lunatics, and see you in the next one.